Good thing about now, we're in the heart of the golden hour. It's got this beautiful haze just coming off the lake and the pond, and we should get a nice bit of flare. We should get some really, really nice photographs. This is a good thing about this time of year. It's the high pressure. You need to know a bit about weather this time of year. And when the sun's this low and it's been this warm and it's going to be nice and fresh, you get mist come off the dew of the grass. So hopefully we'll look around here and we'll get a nice bit of sunshine. Yes. See, I'm bathed in golden light. Well, I'll just take your wife for a second. This is the most frustrating part for me. You've got some beautiful light. They just want it back to the room, which is they're totally entitled to do. But for me, as a photographer, I want to get the best I possibly can for them. And right now, this daylight coming through the trees is going to be absolutely amazing. Wide open, shooting right into the sun, nice bit of flare. Warm it up in post because it's not as bright as I'd like it to be because it's just behind the trees. But we still should get some really nice shots of the bride and groom. All you're going to do, guys, yeah, be careful. Obviously, we got lots of geese here this morning. Might be some poo on the grass. So what you might want to do, Rosie, let me have your dress for you. You have a little loop underneath here, which will go like that. So if you hold your dress there, that'll keep the majority of it off the floor. As you're walking towards the sunset, guys, I just want you to hold hands and just have a little conversation about what's just happened. And just hold it there, guys. Just come nice and close together and just point your toes to each other. Have a nice kiss there for me. Beautiful. And just come apart now, guys, and just carry on walking away. That's what I'm doing. I'm just getting the sun right in between them. Gonna go nice and long. It looks like we could be in the middle of the Caribbean, but we're still in Essex. It's gorgeous. And look to each other, guys. Keep walking, looking at each other. So I'm shooting wide open at F2. And hand in your pocket down for me, mate. Hand in your pocket, son, as you're walking. Perfect. Beautiful. Gorgeous warm light just wrapping around the couple. And I'll get them to stop and do another kissing shot in a second. One more time, guys. Just stop there. Point your toes to each other. And just come for a nice kiss for a second. Beautiful. That's perfect. We're going to keep him there for a sec while Dave gets his shot. Okay, guys, we're going to do a couple of shots down the main part of the drive, which we didn't do earlier. Just going to get you nice and close in there with the sun behind you. Just relax the shoulders, guys. I'm going to get nice and low. And a nice big kiss for each other, please. Beautiful. It's the best time of day for me. Absolutely love it. And just carry on walking away, guys. We're going to be heading down to the driveway. Just walk down there for me. Okay, so we're actually going to start you off, guys, at the top, just up here where the road starts. We're going to get some shots of the house behind you. You're going to walk past us up the driveway. I'm just going to get a nice shot of the house in the background. Going to start them off here, walking down. Got a beautiful driveway lit up by lanterns now. We're going to get a couple of really nice... That's all right, I'll take it. That's all right. I've been waiting all day to carry this. Oh, is it? Oh no, all my unmentionables are going to fall out. So I'm just going to be, as you can see here, we've got some more consistent light than we had earlier. Before it was just too harsh, they'd be squinting, so now we're just going to do some shots with the house in the background, purely because the light's more consistent and it's easy for me, it's easy for them, they're not going to be squinting. With my nice bag. Okay, guys, when we say go, just nice and slowly down towards us. Okay, down you come, guys. Nice conversation for me. So I'm going in between 190 and 135. Just hold it there a second, guys. Okay, just carry on walking down, guys, please. And a little chat for each other. Beautiful. So I'm wide open. I'm going to get them to walk straight past us for Dave's shot, and then we're going to turn around and photograph. Actually, I might get them down there. Very quickly, guys, I'm just going to poke you down. We've got some nice bit of sun and some blossom. I'm just going to get you to stand just down here. Okay, let me come and sort that dress out for you. No, you're right. That's it, yeah, perfect. That's it, you got it. And just stand there, just holding hands, guys. We're going to get some nice shots around you both. So I'm just going to get the blossom in. Hopefully the sun's going to still be poking through. I'm going to come right back down here. Just have a little conversation with each other, guys. So you've got some lovely blossom. I'm going to go a little bit wider. And a little kiss, guys, please. Little kiss, please. Sorry to have to ask you to kiss your wife on your wedding day, but beautiful. Hold it there. I'm just going to come a little bit more central with you, Dave. No, you're right. I might just jump in front for a sec. Yeah. Just hold it there, guys. That's lovely. Eyes round to me. Relax the shoulder, Rosie. Hand on his chest for me. Hand on his chest. Not her chest, Dan. I know you did. That's beautiful. Okay, we're going to bring you back up onto here and get you walking up the driveway. Stand. So what you want to try and do is keep your hands in the centre of the road, and you just basically, let me just flick this dress out a bit more, and you're just going to have a wander. Off you go, guys. We'll try and get that red soul for you, mate. And if that's not the front cover of the wedding album, nothing's going to be. So I've got 50 going quite wide for double page spread. I'm now going to go into 90mm just to get a nice shot. Just bear to the right a bit more, guys. You just drifted a bit. That's perfect. Straight forwards from there. Just turn and face each other, guys. Point your toes in. Come nice and close. And go for a big kiss, guys. Lovely. And then just walking back down towards us. Which makes a nice change, actually. Normally you get, this time like you get taxis and evening guests arriving, coming down the drive, spoiling your shot. It's the first time I think I've ever done this without a taxi in the background. All right, last shot, guys, then you can relax. I want to get you on the other side of this pond to get the house in the background. I'm going to shoot off down there, shoot through daffodils. Going to get a lovely scenic panoramic shot of the house for you. So basically, you want to be where those geese are at the minute, and you're going to walk back across this one. I know it sounds a bit of a pain to go backwards to come forwards. Yeah, so basically where the base of that tree is, and you're going to walk back down towards where we are now. Actually, where you are there is actually pretty good. So, Dan, what you want to do is you both want to walk this way, but if you stay on the other side on Rosie's left-hand side, take her by the hand, and just take one step in front of her. So come one step forwards. So as you're walking, guys, you stay that far apart. That way we can separate you both in the picture. Yes, mate. Off you come. Just start walking down to the tree. Perfect. Guys, go and have 10 minutes yourself. That'll go lovely. I don't chimp very much. You've probably not seen me look at the back of the camera very often all day because I'm using the EVF in the viewfinder and I'm using my histogram. I don't need to check at the back of the camera, so I can literally shoot real. I haven't got to keep going to photograph and go, oh no, it's not good enough, because when you're shooting through here, you're actually seeing exactly what you should be getting, and if you're reading the histogram properly, there's no excuse to get any exposures that aren't wrong. Obviously, we're not perfect. We do make mistakes. I'd love to say that every shot I took was perfect. It's not. But certainly with the histogram and using the EVF in the viewfinder, my hit rate has gone up exponentially. Okay, so histogram, you have a light point and a dark point. And what you want to try and do is watch for any spikes on either end. If it's spiking at the right-hand side, it means you've got a highlight that's blown. But as long as the majority of the graph is in the centre, you're fine, because if you're photographing indoors, you've got a light behind the bride and groom, that's going to cause a spike. So if you've got one tiny spike, but the rest of the information is to the left-hand side, that's okay. Just adjust your exposure and bring it back in. So again, you're going to get detail in the lights and the darks. Having said that, if you do make a mistake, especially with the Fujis, the dynamic range is so good, you can just drag it back in post-production. But ideally, you want to be getting it right in camera, because the more you bring back the shadows or recover the highlights, it can go quite muddy, and you don't want that in the pictures. So here we have the shot we've just taken with the histogram here. Obviously we have a big spike here, which is all of that white cloud there. And this is the dark information, which is going to be the trees just here and here. But we've got quite a flat histogram here. So in post, I know I've got enough latitude to bring that up a little bit. As long as you don't lose all of this highlight here, we're going to keep information here. But again, because we've got information, there's nothing here that's bottomed out. We've got enough information to pull the shadows back, to bring a bit more life back into here. So that's actually a good histogram. So here we have one of the shots we took earlier off back of the camera. Going to bring the histogram up. You can see a much more consistent histogram here with the spike. You can see the highlights flashing here, which is that little spike there, but I'm not too concerned because we had detail in the dress. You can see the focus point on the dress here, and even the sun has tried to stay back into tolerance. So we're just literally in a tiny adjustment here on the histogram to lift that up a lot more. Personally, I find it very, very important to get everything as right in camera as possible. And to do that, I use the histogram an awful lot. I shoot to print. I try and spend as little time editing images as I possibly can. I used to work on cruise ships and we had no time to edit, so we had to make sure we nailed the exposures almost when you took the picture. The beautiful thing about the Fujis is with the EVF, you can see exactly what you're getting, and there's a little histogram in the corner. As I mentioned earlier this morning, when I'm taking my pictures, I'm adjusting the aperture, but I'm also adjusting the compensation to bring that histogram back into tolerance. So I know exactly what black I've got and what white I've got, and I know through experience what I can recover and what I can't. Half the battle with taking good pictures, from my point of view, is knowing what you can do in post-production, knowing what you can get away with afterwards. If you're shooting 5 stops underexposed because you're not reading your histogram correctly, you're never going to pull it back for a decent image. If you're a stop and a half underexposed, you'll pull it back, it's okay. If you're going to be a stop overexposed, you can bring it back. Stop and a half, 2 stops, you're not going to bring it back. You can bring it back, it'll just go blocky, it'll go muddy, and it won't look very nice at all. So for me, getting the histogram correct is absolutely critical. That's how I learnt photography when I was on the cruise ships. We were part of the fleet that went digital first, and histogram was the #1 thing we were told to absolutely make sure you nail, because if you overexpose digital, you don't get it back. It's not as versatile as film, therefore you must get it correct in camera.